Hello everyone, this is Modan Raghavan. In today's video we are going to see first class function and higher order function in JavaScript. These are the concepts it may be applicable for any programming language. So in JavaScript we have both the concepts and we are going to see what it is and how it looks like. The first class function. Any programming language is said to have the first class function when it have the function assignment to the variable, or let's say a function can be treated like a normal value and it can be assigned to any variable. When you have this concept or when you have this option in a programming language, so in that language you can make that variable can be passed as an argument to the other function and it can be the return value from the other function. So which means that you can send the function as the argument to the other function, or you can just return the function as the return value from the other function. You can do both or you can do any one of that. So if you do any one of that, that function will be called as a higher order function. Let's say the first class function, a simple example with the arrow function expression. It has only the variable name, and it has the implementation. Unlike our previous example, we are going to use the backtick. Instead of using the single quotes or double quotes, we can use the backtick. By using the backtick, you can just mention the variable name within the braces prefixed with the dollar symbol, so that the value will be replaced here. So this kind of notation or concept is called as like a template literal in the JavaScript. So which means that directly it will be replaced with the value of the name, whatever the value you are passing to the function. This function will be just attached to the variable called a wrap. So by seeing this itself, we can understand we are creating the function expression and assigning to the variable just like a normal primitive value. We can have the function object just assigned to the variable called a wrap. So this way we can tell like this is called as a first class function. If you are able to do this in any programming language, then that will be called as a first class function and it has the concept. Then when you call that function with the variable name, you will be just having the parenthesis and you will be passing the arguments as per the implementation. Now we know that we can assign the function to the variable. So the variable can be passed as an argument to the function, or the variable can be returned as a value from the other function. Now we are seeing the first concept, function as an argument. We have created another function. It has the two arguments, fruit and index, and you will be displaying the message from the, let's say, the fruit value and the index value. Just displaying the fruit name and its position. Index value we are adding one more value. Why? Because the index will be starting from the 0. This entire function will be assigned to the variable called a display fruit. Now we can create another array, let fruit and apple, orange, cherry. You know that how to create the array and what are the different functions we can do with that. But we are going to see the new method when it comes with the array. Unlike for in, for up, the for each method only applicable for the arrays. The syntax will be something like you will be passing one function. The function, even though you pass only the one function, that will be automatically taking the value from the array for each iteration. That means that for each iteration it will be taking the current value and the index of that value and the total array. You can refer anything you want. For example, you can refer only the current value so that you can just get the each and every value for every iteration. Or let's say you want to get the current value along with index, you can get it. Or let's say you want to get both the things, but you want to see the total array for every time, even that also you can do it. But maximum scenarios you will be getting the current value. Some scenarios you will be getting the current value plus index. By applying the same thought here, so fruits is the array as you see here, and for each is the method. In this I need to pass one function. So this function can be this one, display fruit. So what happens actually here? When I pass this display fruit, this function will be passed as an argument. So that is the first point we are proving here. And next one, when you just pass this function will be taken care, and every time you know that for each will be getting the current value and the index, which will be passed to the function which you have passed as an argument. So that means that the first time the iteration goes, apple will be sent to the display fruit and it will be sending the index and it will be sending the total array. But in our implementation we have only the first two values. That means that the current value and the index. That's why even the namings will be like fruit and index, and you are displaying that one. So in simple, we are proving that we can pass the function as the argument to the other function. The function was passed is display fruit. The function which it was passed is for each method or for each function from the array. We will see how the output goes like. And next one we are going to prove function as the return value. In any function you can return some, let's say, arrays, objects, or even you can return some primitive values. The same way you can return the function itself as the return value. For example, here I am creating one more function called ageCheck. It will be having only one argument, age, and the implementation goes with the arrow function expression. And in that you are checking the age. If it is greater than 18 or equal to 18, you are returning a function. This function in the form of arrow function expression. It does not have any arguments and it has the implementation in a single statement, and you have the template literal as we discussed earlier, and it will be replaced with the age variable. The same way for the else condition, again it returns another function which has a template literal, only one statement, and it has the arrow function expression, does not have any arguments. Now let's say line number 30, display message, and I am calling the function ageCheck. You know that ageCheck is the outer layer function, so you are calling with the argument called 9. Then it will be going to the loop, and let's say the if condition, it will be checking if it is less than 18, it will be going to the else block. Rather than returning the value, you are returning the function, so that function will be assigned to the display message. You know that whenever you have the function assigned to the variable, in order to make the call for that function, you will be using the same variable followed by the parenthesis. If you have any argument for the return function, you will be using that. If not, you will be directly using the empty parenthesis, open and close. By using the same concept here, you are calling that function, and you will be getting the display like your age is 9 and your age is 9 and not eligible to vote. In case of if you send more than 18 or 18, you will be getting the another message, your age is 19 and not eligible to vote. Eligible to vote. So we will just execute and see how it goes. Here you can see this is a function. By calling that function wrap followed by the argument name, you can get the output, hi Mahadev, welcome. And next one, you can see the array here, apple, orange, cherry, and we have passed the, let's say, the function as argument display fruit here. It will be getting the fruit and index. Even though we get all the values, current, index, and the entire array, we are using only the current value on the index, and we are displaying with that data just like a console message, fruit and in position of index plus 1. You are seeing the same thing, fruit, apple in position 1, orange in 2, and cherry in 3, same like in our array. And next one, in the line number 30, you are just making the call which will be returning another function is assigned to the display message variable, and you are calling that function, and you will be getting the your age is 9 and not eligible to vote, and your age is 19 and eligible to vote. So in the second value we are returning the function, and that return function is assigned to the another variable. So this way we can clearly understand in JavaScript you have the first class function, which means that you can assign the function expression to the variable like a normal primitive data. And second one we have understand is we can pass the function as an argument to any other function. And third one, we can return the value, but that value can be even a function. So the function can be assigned to another variable. In order to make that function call, you will be using the parenthesis followed by the optional arguments if it is available. So this way we have understood what is higher order function and what is, let's say, first class function. So thanks for watching and have a great day.